Ovdje imate određena vežbanja. We'll start just with number 5 and number 6. So number 5 is choose the most suitable word or phrase to complete each sentence. And number 6, complete the word in each sentence. So all these are obviously concerning clothes, whether articles of clothes or maybe some verbs that you, I guess, use or when you talk about clothing. So try to do these two exercises on your own, and then we'll check on your work and maybe comment on some of these. Matej, this is page 21, exercises 5 and 6. I'll write it down. So take about 5 minutes or something like that. You should be able to do it quickly. And then we'll work our way through each example. Ok, ajmo da vidimo imali volontera za neki od ovih vežbanja. Each of you volunteers will do 2 examples, so we sort of speed it up a little bit. So let's hear Milic do A and B.
When you saw Jack at the dance, what did he wear?
Okay.
My hands were so cold that I couldn't undo my coat buttons.
Yes, undo my coat buttons. As for A, wear is fine, but usually when we talk about a specific event, like the dance mentioned, you would be using the past progressive form. So it would be what was he wearing at that point in time. So maybe what did he have on would be a slightly better option. But for example, if you were to, let's say, have this on a test and you would write what did he wear, I definitely, you certainly wouldn't lose any points. So just a little tip. Okay, very good. Let's see, Luca, C and D.
Those trousers are far too big. Why don't you have them taken up? I don't think that purple shirt goes with your yellow skirt.
Okay, yes, very good. Let me see. Did you say taken up for C?
Taken up, yes.
Okay, yeah, that actually means to shorten something, so yeah, it works well. Okay, E and F. Let's see, Nicolia.
This jacket is the kind of thing I want. Can I try it on?
Okay.
You look really silly. Your pullover is on inside out.
Yes, very good. Thank you. Anna, G and H.
I don't want a pattern. I prefer just a simple color. Really plain.
It's actually plain, yeah. Plain means without any pattern at all, basically. Simple does not really go with color.
You look hot in that coat. Why don't you take it off?
Yes, of course. Very good. I and J, Natalia.
Your diet was a success. You look wonderfully slim. I went shopping today and bought a new winter outfit.
Yeah, okay. Ovdje bi zapravo mogli vidjeti kao new winter suit, because you have those, I guess, suits that go for winter time, but outfit is just as well. Okay. Moving on to exercise 6A and B, Lena.
Okay, so it's cold today. I'm going to put on a thick sweater, and when they go to church, the women wear lace scarves over their heads.
Okay, lace scarves is fine. We also mentioned something on the previous class. We had it on the previous page, actually, 2 pages before this. Lace shades, which is usual for women to wear in churches or such, let's say, more ceremonial buildings, let's call them. But scarves, I think, works just as well. Okay. C and D, Anya.
Graham usually wears a leather jacket. My trousers are falling down. I must buy a belt.
Yeah, of course. A jacket and a belt. E and F, Natalia Kristic.
It's too hot for trousers. I'm going to wear my shorts. Let's roll up our shirt sleeves and start work.
Yeah, very good. G and H, Igor Jumic.
I can't wear these jeans. They are too tight. I bought this lovely silk scarf in Japan.
Yes, very good. Silk scarf. And we have I and J, Zorana.
Don't forget to put your clothes away in the wardrobe. And J, I'm never cold as long as I wear my woolly sad ovo sad. Jedino što mi je palo na pamet underwear.
Yeah.
Nikad nisam čula za to.
Yeah, there is such a thing such as woolly underwear. So, and I think the number of letters fits well. So, yeah, woolly underwear. Although I have my doubts as to how many people actually wear those, especially in this day and age. But okay, probably woolly underwear. Okay, very good. We'll continue on this page and the next one. So this time you'll be, Predrag, you wanted to ask something?
Oh no, I thought we were moving to the next exercise. Never mind.
Well, yeah, we are, but once again, I'll give you guys some time to do this on your own. Both number 7 and number 8 on the following page, choosing clothes. These are, I guess, a little bit longer, so I'll give you guys 7 to 8 minutes to do this. And then we'll move on. So exercises 7 and 8 once again, pages 21 and 22. Okay, let's start without further ado. Exercise 7A and B, Velimir, go ahead. Okay, it's actually something else. Yeah, exactly. Because it refers to size. You know, if you say worn out, it would probably mean that the jumper has gotten old and maybe tattered a bit. So, yeah, grown out of, definitely. Thank you. C and D, Nicola.
That skirt is very short. Why don't you have it let down? The thief wore gloves so that his fingerprints didn't give him away.
Yeah, all the time. Thank you. E and F, Matea.
I can't walk in these high-heeled boots. I keep falling over. E, what do you mean my swimming costume is too small? What are you getting at?
What are you getting at? Exactly. Thank you. So we'll move on to the next page. G and H, Vanya.
I'm putting aside money every week to buy a new sports jacket. Some of the young people in my town go through it, very strange haircuts. I wasn't sure about age.
It's actually go in for.
Go in for, okay.
Go in for in general means to try something or to start doing something. So this would probably fit better here. Go in for strange haircuts.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. And finally we have I and J, Luca.
Before we choose a dress for you, let's look through all the shops. If you work in a bank, you can't get away with wearing an open-necked shirt.
Yes, exactly. And obviously you can't get away with this. Thank you. Moving on to exercise 8, choosing clothes. We'll have, for example, we'll split this down the middle so we have two people, and two of you do this. So let's have someone start, someone we maybe haven't heard. Let's see, Leah, for example, would you start?
Yes. Are you one of the thousands of people who eagerly follow every new fashion that appears? Or are you one of those who go to the shops and just buy whatever they can find in their size that suits them? Or perhaps you order from a mail order catalog and then have to send everything back because nothing fits. Whatever kind of shopper you are, one thing is certain. Everyone finds clothes important. According to a recent survey, people spend more time either buying clothes or thinking about buying them, or looking at the shop windows than they do on most other products, apart from food. And the reason is obvious.
Okay, that's enough. We'll have someone else do the second part. Yeah, this is all great. No comments actually from me. Okay, let's hear Mariana do the second half.
Clothes are an important part of our appearance. At work, you may need to impress a customer or persuade the boss that you know what you're doing, and clothes certainly help. Well-dressed people, so they say, get on in the world. As far as attracting the opposite sex is concerned, clothes also play a vital role. If a friend who has been wearing the same old jacket or the same old dress suddenly appears in the latest fashion, you can be sure that romance is in the air. And apart from work and romance, there are the influences of sport, music, and leisure on the way we dress. So excuse me while I put on my tracksuit and training shoes. I'm just dashing off for some fast window shop.
Yes. Excellent. Thank you. Okay, are there any questions concerning these two pages? Maybe something we should repeat? ahead, yes?
Oops. Can we just repeat on the page 21 the sixth exercise? A and E.
Sure. A is a thick sweater. And you said E, right?
Yes.
Shorts. I'm
Thank
going to wear my shorts. You sure? No problem. Igor, yes?
I also have a small question. In the eighth exercise, after the first blank, shouldn't there be a word trend, or is it just fashion?
It doesn't have to be, you know. People sometimes follow every new fashion. That's perfectly fine as it is. You don't have to add trend. But you can, of course.
I see. Thank you.
Sure, no problem. Okay, so we'll quickly check your homework. Since we're already here, we might as well start with page 23. Clothes with all these pictures and parts of clothes, I guess. So let's start with number 1. Match each of the following items of clothing with the correct letter in the pictures below. We'll start with, well, we'll have, for example, someone do the first row. Are there any volunteers to do this? Page 23, once again. Natalia, yes, go ahead.
Well, I wasn't sure about every word because I couldn't really see everything in the picture, but I think that jacket is E, socks R, boots H, suit J, apron W, cap N, overcoat C, shorts P, and shirt A.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Okay, thank you. Natalia Krstic, could you continue with the second row?
Yes, t-shirt O, pullover J, trousers F, shoes G, waistcoat D, sandals Q, tie B, and dress T.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I think these are more or less quite right. And the final row, 6 more of these. Katarina as well.
For the first row, I just think that Natalia said for the suit that it's J, but I think that it's I. Maybe
Yeah, it
perhaps.
could be because it's a 2-part thing. Yeah, it could be I.
Okay.
Most of these sometimes overlap, so that's why these pictures are not the best thing in the world, but as long as you incorporate these words into your vocabulary, that's the most important thing.
Yeah, because J appeared in the second row for pullover. Do I continue?
Right. Yeah, do the rest of the exercise.
Okay. For skirt, it's V. For slippers, it's U. Scarf is L. For the blouse, it's K, I think. Pajamas is S. And hat is M.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think you're quite right. Okay, thank you. We have a similar exercise with number 2, with certain particular parts of clothing. So let's have someone do the first row. Stephanie, what?
All right, so the label is J, I think. Heel is G. Collar, I think, is I. Or yeah, it should be I. Lapel is B. Sole is H, I think.
Yes.
Seam is, I think, M. Maybe I'm wrong about that one. Pocket is D. Toe is E. And sleeve is C.
Yes, yes. You're quite right. Thank you. Let's have the second row. Let's hear Dimitri.
So belt is N. Laces are F. Crease, I think, is K. Lining is A. Cuff L. Button M. Zip P. And buckle Q.
Okay, yes. S tim što bih naveo, ako se ne varam, crease is actually O. Crease is this line you see on your pants.
Okay.
So that's it. Do you guys know the difference between a seam and the lining? And maybe the Serbian words for these two. Vanya?
Lining should be postava, and seams is like the part where the two fabrics connect, using usually like they are sewn together. I don't know.
Yeah. We call it shav.
Shav, yes.
Yeah, exactly. And lining is sort of like the inner, I guess, the inner side of let's say a shirt or something like that, or a jacket. Okay, very good. And finally, let's hear someone do exercise 3.
Could I do it?
Sure, you can do the entire thing.
Students normally dress very informally. She often dresses in black. They usually wear jeans and sweaters. They were dressed in jeans and sweaters. What were they wearing? How were they dressed?
Yeah, exactly. So these may be, it may be considered that these two mean the same, but not quite. They're actually used in some different situations, as some of these examples can attest to. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, we'll move back to the other 2 pages. Let's start with page 16. So let's see, exercise 68.1. Find the word to match the definitions below. Are there any volunteers for this one? Okay, let's hear Natalia Petrovic. You can do the first 2.
Can you hear me? Because my mic is a bit trashy, so...
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So the first one is go pink from embarrassment, that's blush, and the other one is tremble especially from cold or fear, that's shiver.
Yeah, thank you. Blush and shiver. Number 3 and 4, Predrag, can we hear you?
Yes. Hold something in the mouth and lick it, roll it up about, squeeze it, and so on, with the tongue and teeth, that's chewing. And shut and open both eyes quickly, that's blink.
Yeah, okay. Number 3 can be chew, or it can be also suck. I think we mentioned that on the page before that. Let's hear number 5 and 6, Luca.
Just a moment. Deliberately shut and open one eye, wink. Breathe out deeply, especially to express pleasure, relief, or boredom, sigh.
Yes, very good. Thank you. Okay, the second exercise, say what could be happening in each of the situations below. Number 1 and 2, let's hear Anya, for example.
Listen to that. I can't sleep in the same room as him. The person next to the other person is snoring. Am I boring you? The person who someone's talking to is yawning.
Exactly. So snoring and yawning. Very good. Anna Velichkovic, number 3 and 4.
If you have a drink of water, it might stop. The person is coughing. Hiccuping. I'd have a honey and lemon drink if I were you. The person is coughing.
Yes, exactly. And number 5 and 6, Natalia.
Are you hungry? I guess that the other person's stomach is rumbling, and you shouldn't eat so much so quickly. Maybe the other person is chewing too quickly.
Yeah, it could be, or maybe burping. You know, maybe the digestion is
Yeah, maybe.
amiss. Okay, thank you. Number 3. So we have several illustrations here. Not all of them are very clear, but let's try and do them. We'll have just one volunteer do the entire exercise. Natalia Petrovic?
The second one is blush. Then we have frown, grin, sigh, and then cough or sneeze. I'm not completely sure. Then snore. The 8th one, I have no idea. And the 9 is yawn.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so number 8 is definitely very muddy. So it might be something like grin or maybe something else, but you can leave it empty because the picture is
Is it
just
wink
horrible.
because one of her eyes is open? Only one eye can be seen open.
Okay, perhaps. My picture is that bad, so I can't even guess, so it could be wink. Okay. It's wink. And finally, number 4, complete the puzzle. Once again, we'll have just one person do this entire exercise. Ovo peto vežbanje ćemo da preskočimo. That's not something we're very concerned about at the moment. Lea, let's give you.
Okay. Row 1 is chewing, as in chewing gum. 2, perspiring.
Okay.
3 is lick.
Faces or you'll fall over.
Yes, very good.
There's someone at the door. You'd better put your dressing gown on before you open it. Put your slippers on. This floor is very cold.
Okay, yes, very good. Number 5 and number 6. Elena,
I've eaten too much. I have to loosen my belt. And I've almost finished making my dress for the party, but I've still got to take up the hem and sew on some buttons.
Yeah, very good. Sew on some buttons or straps or maybe something like that. Yeah, very good. Exercise number 2. Okay, Mate, you can do number 1 and 2.
Ja se izvinjam, šta je bilo drugo? Do up
your laces or you'll fall over.
Okay. A mogu I da uradim?
Sure. Go ahead.
Many women wear nighties in bed, whereas most men and children wear gowns.
And the next one?
Blue shirts are kind of international uniform for young people.
Yeah, that's fine. Or it could be blue jeans because, generally young people wear blue jeans. Okay, number 3 and number 4. Natalia?
It's too cold for shorts. Put your trousers on, and I need some new underwear. I'm going to buy 3 new pair of pants today.
Yeah, so shorts and pairs, perhaps. Okay, number 5 and number 6. Miloše?
I've got a hole in my tights. I'll have to get a new pair. I've got a hole in my tights. I'll have to get some new ones.
Yeah, exactly. I'll have to get a new pair or I'll have to get some new ones. Ok, pošto nam se približava vreme za story retelling, odradit ćemo samo ovo 5. vežbanje još. Put the right verb, match, suit, or fit. Let's have someone do that one and then we'll move on to something else. Anya, can we hear you?
The blue dress fit her properly. Now she's lost some weight. The blue of her dress matched the blue of her eyes. That blue dress suit the girl with the blonde hair.
Yeah, of course. You've guessed the verbs correctly, but you obviously you have to put it in the proper tense. So it's fits her properly, matches the blue of her eyes, and suits the girl. And that's it. Okay. Ukoliko ima pitanja, slobodno se javite. Možda sam malo požurio pred kraj, ali možete i naknadno da pitate nešto e-mailom. And then we can start, or I can start reading and you can start listening. Miloše, yes?
Profesore, gdje mi to da pošaljemo?
Kada otvorite zadatak u učionici, imate otvoren dokument.
Sad je izašlo, nije bilo do sada. Refresh stranicu, izaći će.
Ja, moguće da...
Evo ga sada.
Classroom malo kasni sa tim. Okay, so I'll read you guys the story twice. The first time when I read it, you just listen to it, pay attention to as many details as you can. And then I'll read it the second time and you can write down maybe some details, some notes that will help you write your version of the story. One thing that I should remind you guys of, there is no direct speech. So you have to retell everything, including the things that people in the text say to other people. You have, I think you'll have about 40 minutes. That's pretty much how much you'll have in your exam when you do the story retelling. And that's about it. Ostaću naravno dok vi pišete tekst, ostaću na mitu ukoliko postoji tu nekih pitanja ili nekih tehničkih problema. Otprilike do kraja termina, znači negdje do 15 do 12, 10 do 12. Pa se javite ukoliko bude bilo potrebno za nešto. Are you guys ready? Can I start reading?
Yes.
Profesore, vidite samo, nisam baš u stanju da trenutno pišem, ako je to okej da preskočim, jer sam primio vakcinu jučer, pa sam malo bolan.
Ok, mislim, što se toga tiče, mislim, this is just an exercise. You will not be graded for these exercise stories. So it's fine if you skip one. Bolje zbog vas da probate, ali naravno ako zbog zdravlja ne možete, that's perfectly fine.
U Wordu ima opcija da uključiš mikrofon i onda pričaš i onda će ono samo da iskuca šta ti pričaš, ako ti bude lakše tako.
Hvala, nisam baš ni za pričanje sposoban, ali hvala.
That's an interesting option, but you know, we're still focusing as she ran to find the car keys. We must go to the vet. They put the parrot in a cardboard box, got in the car, and rushed to the local vet's surgery. As soon as they arrived, the vet examined the bird and said that sadly it was too late for poor old Fred. The news came as a great shock to them, and Tom slowly put Fred's body back into the cardboard box. They felt that Fred deserved a proper burial in their back garden, so they planned to take him home and lay him to rest by the roses. As they were leaving, Sarah, who was carrying Fred's box, put it down on a table in the waiting room since she needed to wipe her eyes. She didn't notice that at exactly the same time, a little girl had put her box down on the table too. Both boxes were exactly the same. Unfortunately, the inevitable happened, and each person took the wrong box. The little girl carried what she thought was her box into the surgery to see the vet. The vet opened up the box and stared for a moment, looking quite confused. "It's a bad day for parrots," he said. And that will be the story. So, I'll read it to you guys again. It was an ordinary day, and Tom and Sarah sat down to eat their lunch. After one mouthful, Sarah began to stare at their 20-year-old pet parrot, Fred. "I think there's something wrong with Fred," she said, looking extremely